Now the war is over. Its masters and ringleaders don't care what we did back then. Our crimes caught up with us. Bad blood or not, rivals march together to meet the tithe. Everybody, welcome back to Outlaw Void and Nirvana Sector. Let's start with a recap. This is kind of what I used to do in the modern games. We do a recap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to roll a d5. And 1d5. I got a 2. The 2 is Ivaldi, played by Caleb. What happened last time?
Knew it. Well, it was all over. Our space goose was cooked. We were in line to die. Fortunately, with our worst enemies. But we wanted some better company, so we made a few friends. And then, unfortunately, our enemies, our arch nemesis of all these years, our one purpose for existing really being to defeat them, disappeared from the line of death, and then all hell broke loose, and we ran into the ship of doom, and we've been kind of scuttling about the ship, touching things that we shouldn't touch, repairing things that we should repair. It's been a hoot.
Yeah, and this I'm going to introduce. And that was the thing I was going to tell you. I thought it worth mentioning. You do not have your heroic combat rules active right now, and most of you have no weapons. And this ship is full of things which might eat you. So I just wanted to remind you of that.
Some of us have been painfully aware of that this whole time.
I'll add her back. Okay. And notably, you have met Captain Jane. Captain Jane has actually encountered the Steel Legacy before, kind of obliquely. And Captain Jane, also an Alf who has been marched to the tithe. She has smuggled in through an illicit organization an armband, which gives her access to a certain part of the ship, a certain part. So it's not carte blanche. She doesn't own the ship, and this ship is full of things that are higher hit dice than you right now. But she believes that if you can get to the armory, she has a way of changing your status, as it were, with the hegemony. She has a way of saying, like writing you off the ledger. And that's the goal. The goal is to get in here, scratch off your names, and get the hell out of here. And then she knows, and you know this too, that the Steel Legacy is impounded at the settlement that sent you here to this tithe. The settlement is Zarathema. You're on the.
What did you say her name was?
Jane. Jane, yeah, and so yeah, she led you into a side panel, and unfortunately, the place where she thought there would be a armory, actually you ended up kind of sidetracked into some like maintenance ducting. And yeah, you've been poking around and trying to, and she's kind of been freaking out a little bit the whole time, like, we have got to get out of here. We have to find this armory really fast. And then you spoke to some bugs, and they were really nice, and then they went away. Let me introduce you to 3 more people really quick, because they didn't get introduced last time. Gustav is an alien, and he likes sharp things. And there's not much else to say about Gustav. Yes, he speaks Anglic. There is Nart. Nart is a little person, and he is really good with computers. And Echo has vetted these people because two of them, Gustav and Nart, served in the same like large Cruron that Echo was in during the war, but not Abigail. However, Nart vouches for Abigail. In fact, Nart says, hey, if you want my hacker services, Abigail has to go too. Abigail is a lovely asymmetric lady who has one portion of her body is much larger than the other. One eye is much larger than the other, and she has an augmetic that has been crudely hammered into a portion of her skull, and has a huge underbite that extends way past out her upper teeth, and is bent over most of the time. And she is also huge, and she looks like she could tear through a bulkhead. And those are some of your companions that are with you, and you should know that going in, I think. And so here we are. You are on the hegemony ship in the dark. Actually, let me kind of describe what it's like first, and then we'll go there. The hegemony ship. Green tinged and rust red. I'm sorry, no, that's not it. Let's see here. An awful smell. Oppressive humidity. It is hot and warm everywhere here. And there are lights, green paneling, and then red trim that lights. It doesn't seem to be super effective at actually helping you see where you're going. But you've found flashlights. The text and the interface on the consoles and panels was identified by Evaldi. This is of a much higher tech level than you've ever seen before, except for Evaldi and Captain Vrock have seen it once, briefly, and of a different kind. It appears to be High Anglic, kind of like Latin, like a proto-language to your language. And you hear skittering. Every once in a while you hear an echo of something that might be a scream. And let's head back to where you are now. Okay. You just came out of some area that has a repair station, or like a tinkering station, and there are these vein-like things that have come out of parts of the wall, and they've snaked across the floor, and they pulse and throb. There is a hold on just a second. There is a bunch of cabling here. You've identified that it will take work and noise and time to remove the cabling to get to the door that is behind it. Let's see here. And you can also tell that door is digitally locked, and that you need some kind of control, or it's controlled somewhere else. It does not have an interface, and besides that, you don't have a slab that you can use for it. You have a locked door here, and you have a whole bunch of like junk and trash. Friendly bugs came out, and Evaldi spoke to them the last time. There is this chasm here. There are large pipes crossing the chasm. You can see the bowels of the ship. It goes stories upon stories down into its depths below. Okay, what do you all do? It has been 10 minutes or so since you have entered the ship.
I think we were working on clearing a path to that door that we're closest to upwards when Evaldi talked to the bugs.
Okay.
I I thought we were doing that at the same time.
Okay, yeah. So that will take some time. I don't have it here, so I'm going to see if anything happens in that time and effort. I think that you attempted an exert check before, and I think it was done by maybe Cormac or not Cormac.
It was done by me. I did a work. I got a 6.
That's what it was. Yeah, and so it didn't work out. So you knew it was going to take time and noise. It's going to take noise. So I'm going to roll twice, one for the time and one for the noise, and 10 minutes will pass. A 5. You don't want to see a 1. A 5. 10 minutes pass, and you are all grunting and scraping this stuff. It echoes loudly. You try to be quiet. You whisper to each other. One of you at one point, Abigail, she gets a whole clutch of these things because she's kind of able to like lift a bunch like a forklift at a time. But then she accidentally drops a whole bunch, and they like tumble across the floor all the way down this far. And there's just like a string of these pipes and cabling all the way out in front of you. And Abigail just looks back at you like, and but with all the noise, nothing seems to take notice. And eventually you clear a path to the door. Let me, it is locked.
You said, if I remember correctly, you said there was a panel that we could interface with it, yeah?
Yeah. You look at the panel, it's not hard to see what's going on with it. This is not an interface panel. It's not like a button. This is something that you either need some kind of device, like a fob that's going to interface with this, or it has to be activated remotely. There is no place to plug in like a mechanical interface to a slab, which you don't have a slab anyway. And
does the door look like it goes to like a maintenance shaft or something, like a alternate side route?
Actually, let me put Jane too. Jane will say, "No, I think this is the right direction in the ship. We got to get through here and we've got to try to get through here and get on the other side somehow. Going that way is going away from the bridge."
Armory? So the armory is that direction?
Well, I think so. It's an awfully big ship, but that's the direction that I thought it'd be in. I think we took
Now there, ma'am, you're saying right now, or you're telling me that you're doing a lot of thinking. Well, we don't need no thinking, right, boss? We need solutions.
Nort will he'll squeak. Well, you're not getting through that door anyway. So we don't have a fob or an access code, and so until we get to a computer and access it, we're not going to get through there anyway. So we might as well try to find an access panel or a mainframe.
Hate to think like a mindless barbarian here, fellas, but you think there's any chance we can pry or otherwise break the thing?
Boss, you must be from my planet, because that's what I was going to think too.
Yeah, and you guys kind of discuss this, like what it would take, and especially, I think it's...
Whatever gets
well,
me.
I was considering the fact that I've been on a similar ship before. I would know, or I would think I would have memory of roughly how tough these doors would be.
Whatever gets me a goddamn rebreather. I don't care what we do. God dang it.
Boss, that sounds like we kicked the damn thing down.
Who has work?
Me.
That's what I thought it was. Let me write that down. Work. Okay.
For my two alien friends, I know one of them got the suit that allows them to breathe. Once you catch your breath, maybe y'all could swap out until we find a secondary for the other guy.
All right, don't worry. If at the moment that he starts like really dying, we'll swap.
I swear to whoever the hell watches over us, I am gonna watch you one day, and you better pray I miss.
I am a doctor.
Yeah,
Don't worry, the situation is under control.
Don't worry. I would never. Just to clarify, I would never go after another character for their shit. So
There's absolutely no way that you're going to muscle through this bulkhead. A macro cannon, a major ship's weapon on a battleship, could probably not get through it in the first shot. There's no way that you're going to muscle through this bulkhead.
Okay, you gotta unlock it.
We'll shoot.
Maybe
Looks like we gotta go over, totally not gonna break under this bridge of fucking death.
Ooh, how
Maybe-
about Nort run back in that previous room, because I think I remember there was like a computer interface there, and see if there's anything on that about unlocking this door.
maybe it's time to start considering Plan B. B in this case standing for bug.
Yeah, it's
And
mine.
we do have an array of doors that lead elsewhere before us. Perhaps what we look for in many ways might be behind one of them.
Well, seeing as I point to the door all the way to down the hall to the left, that shit can't fucking open, and points to the one behind us. So that way it can't fucking open. I'm seeing a pattern.
Yeah.
Did we determine anything about the door across the pipe chasm?
All right. Let's see.
This one over here.
At this point, I'm going to roll another d6. I got a 2. You do not want to see a 1. All right. What did you ask? What did you
asked if
say?
we had-
Yeah, go ahead.
I asked if we had determined anything about that farthest door that's across the chasm with the pipe.
Yeah, this one over here, Russ. Russ.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you can see over there. Yeah, so a few things. Behind this pile of trash is a door. It does not appear to be locked. This appears to be a heavy reinforced door. It looks to be locked. It looks like
Got
it
that.
requires some sort of access code or like a fob or some sort of device to open it. Across that chasm, there's another door. It seems to be and a second door. And those doors seem to be of the same style as this one. They're electronic sliding doors with no lock mechanisms. They look like they would open. I'm going to bring you to this chasm so you can see it. Because, you could do this. It's just a few steps there. This door, you can see a couple of things. First of all, pooling underneath the door is a bunch of water. On the opposite side of the corridor, pooling underneath a large piping, is a steaming, boiling, hazy, bright neon green substance. Okay, what do you all do? I'll bring you back.
For the sake of efficiency, I would say we just try whatever doors are unlocked, see what we can figure out.
So door over here it is then.
Okay.
Hey, even if we're just opening the doors and looking at what's inside, then going someplace else, we should at least take a peek.
It's not hard to move the trash out of the way, and one of you opens the door, and it slides open. It still has power. Nothing seems broken or wrong with it. Inside of here, you see what looks like a lounge with humanoid-sized lounge reclining seats, and another door of the same kind that you came in.
It's been an age since I've been in a good lounge.
That shit
I'd
seems
love
way
to
too
take a
fucking
load off.
fancy.
I'd love to take a load off myself, but it seems as though we're pressed for time.
Well, if we're pressed for time, it might be worth considering following the bugs that promise to lead us safely to our destination, instead of trying random doors.
That's a good point.
In point of clarification, those bugs did go in bug-sized holes and disappear.
All right, listen, I hate bugs. Those bugs are never my friends.
They were nice, as far as Echo knows, but they
weren't-
sort of
they weren't
nodded
useful.
and yeah.
Maybe they'll come back later.
All right. Can we run up and peek inside that other door real quick?
Sure. Somebody opens that door, and you shine your flashlights around in the dark. Now, this room looks like it has more of those hexagonal storage containers, as well as large casket-sized like containers. There's 2 of them. There's a bunch of containers around here. And then there's a vent. When you look down this vent, it goes down into a shaft of ventilation that goes hundreds of feet down into the ship.
Could I roll on? Not to cut you off, Ross, but could I roll a no, just like before? Because we have kind of an idea what these canisters can hold on these coffins. Let's see if maybe I've hauled something like that before.
Let's see here. Let me look. Actually, yeah, this is good. Let's see. Without rolling, you can look at them and you can tell that because you've done work and you've hauled things before, there's nothing like. I said that they're like. What did I say they were like? Like coffins, you know? But, yeah, because that's what they're shaped like. But you can tell these are normal storage containers, but you've never dealt with like tech level 5 storage containers before. But these 2 are similar to the ones in the previous room. I'm just giving you some more information, and then if you want to do a no check, it will be hard, and the reason is because you've never seen tech level 5 storage containers. These are coffin shaped, but you do feel confident these are meant to haul cargo. They're not like for bodies specifically, or what's the thing I'm trying to think of? They're not for low passage. That is, they're not a freezer unit to put a sorry person in. And then these are probably for regular storage, like not climate controlled.
All right.
Okay. Do you want to, if
I'll go ahead and roll a no to see if I can like ascertain if like maybe there's like some markings on them to where like they can actually dictate exactly what's in them, because we don't want to keep just open up random boxes. We don't.
Yeah.
We might generally know what's in them, but we don't know what's in them.
This will be a very hard no check. If Ivaldi wants to help you, he has some understanding of the language, and he can make a no check to offer a +1.
Doesn't Gustav speak that language?
I don't think anyone speaks it. No.
I thought you said the alien guy Gustav knew their language.
Go ahead. You guys can roll if you want.
Gotcha. This would be in intelligence.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. A 9. Very good.
All right.
I don't think it's gonna be enough though.
Okay. It is not enough. That's a 10 total. For a very difficult no check. But here's some things that you do know. These are the same types of containers as the previous room. These are normal storage containers, but larger, and you're confident these are storage containers.
All right, cool. I would go ahead and share that information. Honestly, boss, I say we crack open the big one first.
I'm gonna roll another
I
D6.
find something to.
We got very little to lose here.
I'd like to just step back and close the doors we've been going through, just so that nothing notices something's amiss if it travels through the hallway, hypothetically.
All right.
Yeah. Let's just
Very good idea.
close off that possibility.
As far as the storage containers go, guys, I don't know if it's really worth our time to go through them. I mean,
we got
for
almost nothing to our name. Are you sure we shouldn't just pop open a couple of them, and if we get anything useful, we skip?
I mean, you're welcome to look in them and see what you can find. I'm just saying I think our time would be better spent, especially if you're looking for weapons and we know the armory is our destination anyway.
Well, we might find something that'll help us with the other predicaments we got here, because we haven't exactly got many tools to our name.
That is
Okay.
well.
So I'm
So-
putting Echo's putting his vote in for us to search through this. Like at
Hey,
the very
I'm not
least,
a-
maybe we'll find some tools that'll help us across that pipe and the gaping pit that we got in the other area.
Look, guys, I'm a ship captain. I'm not a dictator. If y'all want to open them up, go ahead and crack them open.
Right. I've already got my thick grubby mitts all over like this first big ass looking chest.
All right.
As like soon as once you're saying, I go like, what? As I open it.
You find in this large chest energy cells, a lot of them. Now, this presents a problem. There are several tech level 5 type B cells. So what this means is instead of it taking up a portion of the room, it would be like everything you could do, carry one of these things. Like you could carry one and then you won't be able to carry anything else. But they provide enough power to like, power like a ship for a little bit and stuff. Like this is a very powerful energy cell. On the second half of it, there are a bunch of type A energy cells. You think there are about 12 of them. These can power energy weapons and, all kinds of everything, basically.
Hypothetically, if one of these were to get damaged, what would be the result?
What's your intention? Are you trying to do like a thermal runaway?
Well, what I'm thinking is if we take one of the smaller ones, it can be kind of a makeshift grenade, crack it like a glow stick and throw it at the enemies. But if for one, I don't know if it would even explode, and for two, how big the explosion would be if we would have time to get away from it.
You could engineer one of these into a grenade. It'll take a turn each for you to do that, and you'd have to do it over on the workbench station. But you think that you could do it. You think that you could turn these into volatile devices. Now, here's the last drawback other than the time, is if somebody, they'll be inherently volatile and unstable. So like, let's say you fall down somewhere or somebody shoots that on you or something like that, then it will go off. But yeah, you can turn them into grenades if you want.
Hey guys, I'm here to help. Critical failure. Boom.
I was just curious about that.
And they'll have the force of a regular fragmentation grenade. Which
I guess I'll grab one or two if there's like some smaller ones, not the big ones that take all you can.
Yeah, there's 12 of them.
Sure. You've got 3 Type A batteries. Or Type A energy cells, not batteries. That's silly.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. What else y'all want to do? I am going to roll this die again in about a minute.
I would look at everyone. Fillers, get to opening. We can't be wasting time.
Yeah, let's pop all of them open that we can.
Yeah,
Everybody
that'll
like
help.
splits up and like does that. Okay. All right. So the second one of these is full of food, and you can tell that these are just ration bars. Abigail gruffly, she goes, and she grunts and she throws whoever opens it out of the way. She doesn't know her own strength, but then this person flies against the wall and she takes one and literally just stuffs her face with it. And she's like, oh, that's good. No, wait, I'm sorry. I messed this up. I'm thinking of a different NPC. I'm thinking of Gustav. Abigail does that, but she just goes, oh, and she grunts and she eats this thing.
We sure picked up
Food,
some pigs to come along
ammunition,
with us.
batteries. Well, what else is going to be in this room, boss?
Let's find out.
All right, and then in here are these are empty. These have clothes. The clothes are humanoid sized. They will not fit Gustav, Echo, or Abigail. or the little people. They'll fit all the medium-sized people. And it'll just barely fit Frock. Just barely. But these are humanoid outfits. There doesn't seem to be anything particularly special about them, except they seem well insulated, they breathe really well, and they seem really tough. And then you also find a device. And Nort looks at it and he says, "This is a radiation counter."
That might be good to take in case that green steamy stuff down the hall is radioactive.
And that is
Oh yeah, let's
all
take
that you
everything
find.
we got.
That's all you find in the containers. You take all the food. If you take all the food, it will load down a couple of your characters, but you'll have days of food if you do that.
How many of these ration bars, if you would put a number to it, like Ross? I'm just trying to type the notes up right quick.
So, and you don't have to worry about encumbrance. So rather than that, I'll give you kind of what the effect will be and its duration. You'll have, for all of you, days of food if you take it all. It'll take a couple of your beefier folks. It'll weigh them down, and they're not going to be able to pick up other stuff, But it won't affect other people. Yeah, I mean, if that makes sense. Like, yeah.
Cool.
At the very least, I'm sure we'll grab like a little bit of everything. Like Echo will grab a couple of the rations and put it in his pack, and he'll grab like one of the Type A, the Type A batteries, if that was the nomenclature for the smaller ones. But
yeah,
do we really? I don't know if we want to take days and days.
And don't worry, this is not an OSR game, so we're not going to sweat like, oh, but can this person carry? Don't worry about all that. Like, generally speaking, you've got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people, and 2 of the people are going to be loaded down out of the whole bunch, and you can carry all this stuff.
Boss, I'm saying, how much food you really got on that ship? Because right there, that sounds like good eating.
I don't know. I think the last time I played and we were on the ship, I cooked and almost poisoned everyone. So I don't know. Might be a good idea.
I say we take the food bars, boss. Make sure we keep everyone nice and fed. We take a couple of them there Type A energy cells. Because, for a fact, just in case we find something to cap a motherfucker, we got it good. And
okay, so Abigail, if you think you can refrain from eating all of them, please carry some for us. And someone else that's not me, that's of a large stature.
She has her back to you when you say this, and she turns around like, ugh. And she's she's already eaten like a couple of days worth. They're already gone.
God damn.
I think that sounds like a good solution to our overloading problem.
All right. And with that plan, I will carefully open the door as we head out the room with holding my spare part robot arm makeshift glove just in case.
Alrighty. Oh, you want to close the door behind you too?
Yeah, I assume.
Yeah.
All right. Where to next?
What's going to come from there?
Well, we already checked that door, and we know we can't do anything about it. Let's scale across the pipe there.
Okay. Tell me how you do it? You just grab hold on all fours and go like that? If you do that, everybody will simply make a you can pick your best, like exert or work, and if you fail, you'll make a save. If you fail the save, you're going down there.
Was there like a loose pipe or something in all the trash that one person could hold as like a kind of like a safety line? Does that make sense?
Make a let's see here. You can make a notice or work check.
What other skill would be associated with that?
I think it'd be one of those two. Just
No,
looking at it.
like strength, dexterity,
Oh,
intelligence.
Another
Wisdom.
one. Another one would be. Intelligence. Yeah. Or wisdom actually.
All right, I didn't see nothing.
Yeah, you guys don't see any. Now there is one option, which is earlier Abigail splayed all of these massive pipe things like all the way across through here.
All those massive pipes that I just heard didn't exist.
Well, here's the thing about these things, because you just dealt with these for like the past 20 minutes earlier. They are very big and heavy and cumbersome, and at the same time, it's not going to reach all the way across. So you would need to come up with some way of using them, like in a way that would be useful to you.
Da Vinci's Bridge.
What's Da Vinci's Bridge?
Let's see if I can explain this. Okay. So you have 3 boards, all right, and you put 2 of them like this, and you put another board underneath, and the weight from these 2, or you put a board here and a board on top, and the weight from the 2 sides causes it to interlock, like without using nails, and then you can add other legs onto it.
All right, that's going to work. Here's what it's going to take. That's going to be a fix test. Let me read fix, because I got this wrong last time, and I acknowledge that. Just the last part. It says fix. It says build things and identify what something is supposed to do. So I totally had that wrong last time. I apologize. And anyways, you could make that test, but it's also going to take time. If someone attempted a work or exert test, they can help you, give you a +1.
Yeah, I'd gladly do that. You just gotta tell me where to put the rebar bar.
Team Rednecks, go.
And you guys don't know how long the scene is, but you remember you also have the your 1 automatic 12, but you don't know how long the scene is. But we have not gone on to the next scene yet.
Well, I rolled a 5, so I'll use my automatic 12 on that one.
You may. All right, the automatic 12 is all you need. And so you organize your crew to create this Da Vinci's Bridge device with the piping. It takes a lot of effort and time. It also creates noise. A 6. And time passes. You've now been at working in this one portion of corridor for almost an hour. So far, nothing other than the small bugs has found you. You have created a bridge across, which you're reliably able to walk across. All right. On the other side, you can see this piping. There is a vent line that takes whatever this stuff is that is open. And you can actually look in it, but it is steaming. You can tell this stuff, and the radiation meter is just like spiking up, 100, 200 rads, like way up 100, 200 rads at a time. As you're getting close to it, if you walk within, like even within about 10 meters of it, 20 meters, you get up to 50, 75 rads. If you're far away from it, you're registering 10, 20 rads. So it seems like it's pretty intense, but it's also open. That line is open. It goes right up in past wherever that line goes into the wall. And then this door is not locked, and there's fluid coming out from underneath the door. And then there's also a door ahead in the hallway. What do you all do?
Wasn't one or a couple of us like resistant to radiation or something?
All orcs are, all orcs are resistant to radiation. But it's a bonus. I'll bring it up here, but.
And if you hang out in the radiation long enough, you become an orc. So it all works out.
You get +4 to saves for severe or lethal radiation. So you're still going to get sick. You're still going to have the effects of minor radiation. But if it's going to kill you, you get a +4 against it.
I am wearing the hazmat suit, so I get +4 on radiation just just always.
Yep.
Well, if we need someone to get down and dirty, I know a guy.
Well, I was just going to suggest peeking through that door. And if
Sure.
nothing looks interesting, I meant the other door.
Oh, the other door. Okay.
Yeah, my suggestion was for whoever's resistant to radiation to peek through that door where the radiation is, and if there's nothing interesting or important looking.
Whilst we're sitting here, I am gonna like look real hard at that pipe, put both my hands on my hips, and I think I would like to use one of my dwarven things I've been blessed with, which is minor. All dwarves know how to get the most out of alien worlds. Have a +2 to any mental skill checks or saves related to knowing xenogeologies, such as finding directions among caverns or the presence or flow toxic vapors.
Yep.
That's toxic vapor.
You can do notice or work, and you can add your regular bonuses and that bonus.
Awesome.
Having just like your blue collar worker here is like one of the most useful things you guys have.
Yeah.
Which tracks again.
I can see why the rich keep you guys around.
An 8.
An 8. No, that passes. Yeah, it's an 8. Yeah, we're not doing 2d10. That was last night. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, 8 is the default target. Yeah, so here's what you can tell. First of all, you know exactly where that goes. That line goes right through that wall, which means it goes where that main door was. And that means that that's a main control room. So if you can get through that vent line, you'll get right out into the control room where it breaks out. And for whatever this is, like if it's a utility area or a maintenance area, that will be some kind of control substation of some kind. That stuff is really radioactive and toxic. It is basically a save versus death. Like if you get it wrong, and you don't have some way of saving someone, you have some Lazarus patches without looking at it. Like, I don't know, maybe it can stabilize someone. But if they get off on their own and then they collapse unconscious, they'll probably just perish. But you only have to pass that check once, you think.
Yo, boss.
Hey, Jane.
What's up?
The control room area, that sound like where you're needing to be?
No, but if we could get in that control room, we might be able to open the door and get on the other side of this and get the hell out of here.
Well, that ain't right there, boss. That ain't too simple. See that there pipe, right? It's leading right in that room. We're looking at probably multiple toxic gases, radioactive substances, and for certain fucking death. So I'm just saying, if you're walking in there, best believe you better be prepared for possibly collapsing on the spot.
And I do appreciate the bravery of who's about to do that. And she looks and she just waits. Right.
Well, I was going to say it's either me or the guy with the suit. You want to draw straws or you want to volunteer?
As you know, I am the first one into danger and the first one out of danger when possible. So I'm down to clown if we need a joker.
Let me describe. You said you wanted to poke in this room. I'll tell you what.
There's also a dead guy who I'm immensely fascinated by. Let's get him open.
There is. This is a med bay. There are ruined. Or I should say, the med bay is ruined, and there is a cadaver here it's long since turned crispy and petrified.
Okay.
This body does not look like, it doesn't have the features of any body you've seen before. But it's humanoid. Yeah, and that's it. There's a container in here. There's some instruments on a table. There is a medical terminal that's...
this whole right, so I just want to. What is everything? What?
Yeah, I'm telling you. All right. So
I want scalpels. I want anti-radiation medicine. I want something to cut this guy open with.
all right.
Let's go to town.
You find two med kits, and the contents of the med kits are the only thing valuable in this room that you can find. There's nothing else of interest in here except for the body itself. None of the other things work. Like this is obviously a tech level 5 med bay, but none of it works.
All right. Is there anything on the other side of this door here?
Door? Oh yeah, there's a door there. Sorry about that. Totally missed the door. You open the door. Let's see. There is, now this is not a storage container. And some of you, I should say all of you, are familiar with these. This is low passage storage. That means that someone risks their life to get froze like a popsicle in this thing. Like Demolition Man. So, no one appears to be in it currently.
Are those equipped with the type of... I'm sorry.
It's kind of odd to run into this on the ship, right?
And there's a door behind it too.
On here.
It looks like it's been dragged in here.
Are those? Would those be equipped with a breathing apparatus that my other friend could use?
No, yeah, you're talking about the low passage storage. No, you get in that thing and it's like a meat locker, and you kind of roll the dice if you're going to survive or not. That's kind of how they work.
So if you start feeling bad enough, just start coughing real loud, and we can toss you in there.
Oh, actually, sorry, that shouldn't even show up. But this is a vent. That's not a door. That's a vent up above it in the wall, and there's fluid coming out from vent places in the floor, and then there's another one of these pulsing veins in the wall.
Right. I suggest we ignore the pulsing vein thing.
All right. What do y'all do next?
I'd like to ask, what does the Lazarus patch do?
It's mostly to stabilize someone who's dying. You get like a whole bunch of attempts to try to stabilize them over and over again.
Yeah, I think that's right. But I mean, you can look it up. That's what I'm doing. I think it stabilizes, though. Yeah. And then the healing kit, I think, is really powerful, if I remember, especially if you use it. Like, I think it's like a health potion kind of thing.
I think it would be appropriate for Doc Evaldi to have that to use on anybody that needed it.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, these are drugs. I was like, what is that? General equipment. Pharmaceuticals. Why is it not on there? Tools. Field equipment, maybe. Tell you what, I'm having trouble finding it. I don't know. You guys tell me. Someone else do it.
I got it.
Yeah. All right. What do we do next?
So there wasn't anything in that previous room that would act as like a rebreather?
There were 2 med kits.
Okay. All right, let's move on, guys.
Yeah, where do y'all want to go next?
You want to try the water room, or?
I pick Cormac. Cormac, where are we going?
Can you think myself? Okay, I guess
well, we got those doors. We got those doors further down the hallway. I think that's the main place we got to go through.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Do we want to go back into the main hallway? Because that's what
I think there's nothing for us here.
All right, let's get back out into the hallway. Anyway. Oh God, I haven't felt this bad ever since the time my mama cooked that whatever the hell it was.
All right, you got a
Will
door.
the chitlins, big feet.
I don't know what it was. It was worse than the army. That's how bad it was.
Damn, you must not love your mama.
Oh,
No. She's a wonderful woman. I love that woman. But, I mean, she's dead now. But beside that point.
there's more doors down the hallway as you go, basically. There's also a big hole in the bulkhead that's just like ripped open and it just goes down.
Weird question. Does it look like it was ripped from, like, does it look like an implosion or an explosion kind of like way?
Yeah, no, great question. It looks like you all would recognize this. You're going to have to roll for it. This is when this ship took space combat damage from a heavy weapon at some point in the past.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't know who'd be crazy enough to shoot at one of these.
Man, who's crazy enough to shoot anybody, honestly?
Cormac just stares in +4 to shoot.
Okay.
I
Is
stare
the
back
water
at +3.
the water seeping out from under the door, or is it coming out the sides of it too?
No, from under it only, yeah. And it's just a pool. It's a puddle. It's just sitting there.
Yeah. I didn't want to open it and flood the whole hallway.
It would go down the holes. There's plenty of drainage here.
That's true, but it would take us with it if it was enough.
You
All
want to
right,
open
let's
that
peek
door?
inside the door. Yeah.
Okay. These are... Oh, you can close it. All right. These are augments, like that you've seen for people, but these are like tech level 5 augments, but they are not for any kind of humanoid.
Gosh dang it.
You're not sure exactly, but these are like replacement limbs and powerful limbs and parts and stuff, but for some non-humanoid creature.
That's
I wonder
okay.
if whatever got pulled off of is still nearby. Ooh.
Are any of them have sharp edges?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay. I want to swap out my spare parts robot arm for one with a sharp edge.
I'll make you a deal, a devil's bargain. So you do find a big old honky thing with a big claw. You think that this thing would be like, first of all, you could use it, if you could activate it and tinker with it, you could use it like the jaws of life. And second of all, it would be a horrifying weapon. However, you won't be able to carry anything else in addition. Like you won't be able to pick up other stuff. You'll be just hauling this giant claw. And you'll be able to do D8 damage with it. It'll be a melee weapon.
Well, let's see what I've already got. I know I don't have much. I've got those batteries.
Well, I mean, I'm just letting you know, like, you won't be able to pick up more stuff. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, I'll swap it out.
Okay. You've got a giant mechanical claw. It is currently deactivated. It can be used as an improvised weapon for D8 damage. And I think I said something else wrong. I think it depends on the check, or I might be... Oh, I'm getting my games mixed up. I think it is right in this game. In combat, just to make sure, and maybe I'm stating the obvious for you all, but you should be adding in combat your skills that relate to combat, like shoot, punch, and stab. So you will be using stab with that object. For now. It might change later if you activate it. Anyways, what do you all want to do? There's a door to the north and south.
Well, guys, do you think we should go deeper in here? Or maybe we could even, try to, listen to hear if this thing's here? Or, if I'm thinking, my guess is that this thing is still somewhere nearby ready to cause violence. But if you guys...
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if you guys want to stay here with that in mind or to go someplace else.
What if these augments once
I think we
belonged
should look
to
down that
organic
hallway.
creatures that then got eaten?
So it ate everything except the except the mechanical part.
Yeah.
I would be
Well,
I would be
there's plenty
afraid of
of-
anything that can eat us right now.
I was going to say, there's plenty of stuff that will spit out like bones and other hard materials when they eat, so why not spit out metallic augmented parts.
Boss, you're just talking about a big ass owl. Stab that bitch, shoot that bitch. Easy.
We don't have guns.
All
Just
right,
I
I'm
don't.
rolling a d6.
Just
A
merciless.
I'd say we look down that hallway to
Let's
get a
pop
little,
open the
little
doors.
space.
Which hallway are you thinking of?
Both of them.
We go to the one to the south first, maybe?
Okay. So
That door just automatically open?
No. No, Valdi said he opens it. So here's what you got in
okay.
here. This is these are a series of baffles, accumulators, and lines. This is an open fusion reactor, tech level 5, and it is volatile and shaking, but still active, and it's like fritzing. Your rad meter goes, and it shoots up to 75 as you enter this room. As long as you aren't near it, it's going to stay at 75, but this is a volatile, open, raw micro fusion reactor.
Okay, so at 75, does that mean we're actively taking radiation?
If you like spent 2 turns in here, you would, but it's low, 75 is enough where it's going to start making you sick eventually. There's a door to the south.
I say we just open that door to the south. Ain't no point staying in this room very long.
Yeah.
All right. The radiation meter goes back down. The whole floor is covered. You think maybe those accumulators had busted, and this is like coolant and water, and maybe the byproduct of the main component of most fusion drives, which is hydrogen. So maybe it's or I should say not the byproduct, but the failed coolant or fuel, where it wasn't cracked. It wasn't cracked. The hydrogen wasn't cracked. This was also used as a storage room. There's a door blocked by a large object on the other side. You recognize this object from the military, and because it is a simple living space. Now, you would immediately make the association when you have an enclosed metal living space. You can see where it attaches on different things. It's obviously sealed. This is an escape pod. It is damaged. Part of it is tore open. Yeah, part of it is torn open, and these containers are open and empty, and these parts are ruined.
But can I look inside the escape pod for like a filter mask, rebreather type deal?
You look inside the pod for a mask, and you don't find one. But instead you find 2 people in fancy outfits long since dead. They're wearing very nice tech level 5 clothes, which have not decayed at all. They are humanoid, with a skeletal structure similar to yours and Evaldi's and so on, but not Gustav and Echo, of course.
Are there any faction markings or like badges or cufflinks or anything on their fancy clothes?
You look through. Do you look through like their clothes and the stuff in there? It is well maintained. I'd like just a skeleton. Strip them. Okay, you strip them.
I want the clothes.
You've got really nice tech level 5 clothes. These are probably worth a lot of money. They're probably like endure heat. They don't tear. These are like miraculous clothes, and they look nice, and they're lightweight and breathe and so on and so forth. Like perfect clothes.
And now we're prepared if we need to attend a high society event.
Yeah. And there is nothing else of use or value in here except you find a satchel, like just a satchel that's also very nice. And inside the satchel are sealed containers. How do I describe this? Imagine a glass seal, and within the glass seal is a perfectly kept, like, what do you call it? 5-star dinner. And there are
so it's a glass preserver.
Yeah, and there are 3 of these, and they are like perfectly preserved, and they're like really fancy meals.
Sorry, Abigail. There's nothing in here. Don't bother checking.
She's like lifting up the container and like
Yeah.
and looking underneath it, and she just takes your word for it and just shrugs.
All right, I say we head back and we go down that other direction, and I'd say, fellas, definitely make with the stepping when we get back in this room. I don't think anyone wants that what is it, testicular torsion cancer? One of the two.
All right. Do you want to go to the north or go back out in the hallway?
The north.
The north.
Okay, the north.
North.
All right. There is a it looks like a toilet, except there is no toilet paper and 3 seashells and a door to the north.
That just makes sense. Let's keep going.
If anyone
That's
needs to
just-
relieve themselves, now's your chance.
Does anyone
Big
want to
ones.
relieve themselves? No one wants to roll to poop? Gosh dang it. All right.
I will not roll to figure out what the 3 seashells do.
All right.
We can jettison the septic if we need to get away real quick.
2 hallways, 3 large storage containers. These are not complicated. They're not high tech. You're able to just pop them open. These are just like tough boxes, except made of like really fine synthetic materials that are lightweight, blah, 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 all that high tech stuff. Inside are parts. These parts are in good condition. Vrock. You think that you could jury rig all sorts of things with this stuff?
Okay. Well, the first thing that I want to try to do is get a rebreather or rig up a rebreather so he's not suffocating.
You find filters. It would be really weird looking, but you could create a filtration device that's a rebreather. You need to get back to the bench, back to that table, so you can work on it, and it'll take you a turn when you get there. But you can do it. You don't have to roll.
Well-
You just have to take it. Actually, I'll say it'll. You can roll to see if it won't take time, but you got to get back to that bench.
Okay. Well, I mean, my people's survival is kind of on the top of the priority list right now. So, yeah. But
Then,
You gonna
boss,
go back?
I'll go ahead and carry them parts, seeing as you got that big ass robot arm with you.
yeah, that'd be a good idea.
All right, yeah, you could do that. I'll just it's obviously it would be pretty obvious that this door goes to the hallway. You can see how there's doors that continue around the corridor. There's that big hole. I'm not going to drag the token back there, but it is going to take you some time to get back there.
What kind of roll did you say that was to take less time?
This is your tinker roll.
So fix.
Yes.
Or, I'm sorry, fix. Why was I saying tinker? Where am I getting tinker at?
That's what he's doing. That's what he's
That's
doing.
from Mage Hand Press 5e.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so fix. Yeah, this is your fix roll.
Fix, and that would be knowledge skill. Is it fix and intelligence, or
Mhm.
just fix?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, you can have your intelligence.
So it'd be 11 total.
All right, you easily fix
Oh,
up this
awesome.
rebreather. This thing looks wild. This looks like some kind of like wild junk post-apocalyptic jury-rigged thing where it's like a big pipe and then like a couple of devices, and then it basically sticks like an air, like a vehicle's air filter right in front of your face, and then you've like put a bunch of stuff on it. But Cormac has a perfectly serviceable rebreather now.
All you hear is it's so much better. Thank you. God damn, this is great.
And you save time and you're able to make it back. All right, where do you all go next? Do you want to, in general, do you want to keep trying to explore the doors along the walls and go back in there and keep going north, or do you want to go along the corridor?
I was going north because there was that extra room.
Yeah.
Okay.
North.
Well, it might be a good idea to peek at the end of the corridor, because that would loop around to the room we're trying to get to. And if there's an easier
True.
entrance over there, like, screw these doors.
Okay.
Because I imagine we can clearly see like the rubble that's over
Yeah.
there.
Like,
Yeah.
what's it look like? What's the situation?
Yeah, let's get you over there. There is a huge rupture with venting gases and radioactive stuff and everything that's just like where it looks like a whole portion of this area has just been broken. And imagine like a waterfall, but it's of radioactive gas. However, on the other side, and I don't know why I put a wall here, I'm going to get rid of it. Because on the other side, you can see a sign, and Jane points at it and she says, "Oh, hey, Armory! It says Armory! And also, warning, passage is closed, top secret, but don't worry about that. It says Armory."
Yeah, I think I'm gonna worry about that second one.
And there's a door here, and yeah, there's doors along the wall, so.
All right, we just need another one of those Newton's cradles we can get across.
Oh, the Da Vinci's Bridge?
Yeah, that one.
But isn't that there's a whole wall of radiation gas that we got to deal with?
Yeah, there's
No, that was
lethal
on the other
radioactive
side.
gas that's just like like spraying out like a waterfall, where a
Oh.
bunch of lines have ruptured here.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh, well. That's only a problem for some of us.
Yeah, but how about we check this room up here, possibly find a little roundabout way.
Okay. You open this door, and inside you see a well-kept, it looks like office, with a couple exceptions. But this area is open, so you see lockers here. Okay. You also see a seat, and there is a terminal that is still active here. And then there's one of these like tendrils sticking out of the walls.
I'd say I'd get my very thick sausage fingers all over them lockers.
The lock. Yeah. Okay. You want to open the lockers?
Absolutely.
You open the lockers and you see a candy bar. It smells perfect and fragrant. I don't know if you've never had real chocolate, but this is real chocolate from a faraway world that you've never heard of. There is a photograph on a slab, and it shows in static, although it's in very high definition, as if it's right in front of you through a window. And it shows two people. It shows someone in a uniform, and it shows a little child, and it has an inscription at the top, holographic. It says, "My dearest one, Liza." And these two humanoids don't look like any humanoid you've ever seen before. They have features that are different than yours. Yeah, that's what you find in the locker.
Would that slab that the picture is on, is that just like specifically for pictures, or is it like a regular slab that we would use for interface?
No, it's for pictures. Yeah, this is a specific, like, this is for this
yeah,
is
it's one of those photo. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It is a it's not just that this is not just a device. This is like meaningful to this person. So like, it's like, no, I just want this picture to be on this.
Okay. Little complication with Brock here as far as the backstory goes. Would the features in any way resemble anything that his father would have told him about, when he was working with the space underground railroad? Okay.
Yeah, this meets the features of the mythical humans.
Okay, Brock is gonna not, I don't want to say command, but ask adamantly that someone grab that picture because he can't carry anything else.
Well, I would have had candy bar in one hand, picture in the other, anyways. I was gonna
All right.
come up and bring it to you, anyways, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brock
there you
is
go, boss.
Brock is very interested in that picture, but someone's going to have to carry it for him.
Like a looming Rottweiler, Abigail just looms over you from behind Cormac, like a mixture of like threatening and also curious about the candy bar.
I turn to her. I look her dead her pupils.
Which one?
Abigail,
Because one's pointing that way and one's this way. So which one are you gonna pick? There's a big one and a little one, you know.
It's also going back and forth to like really show my point. Abigail, I swear, if I need to treat you like I treat my 8 sons, so help me order.
She looks shocked and scolded, and she actually does like settle down. She goes over in a corner and she sulks.
It's fucking like a dog. You just gotta yell at
Order almighty.
Order
Never
almighty.
Never get between a blue-collared working father and his candy bar.
All right, what do you all want to do next?
I suggest that somebody that is better with high level technology to inspect that panel and see what's on it.
Nort offers. He says, "You want me to do my magic, boss?"
Yes, sir.
All right. He goes over and he starts. Let me see here. And he like bangs around on it, and I'm gonna do his skill check, which is at a +2.
Ooh, pretty good. Yo, pretty good.
That passes. He's like, "No problem. I've never seen tech like this before. It's weird to figure out the interface, but I got it. This is a production control room for a maintenance section. This is a maintenance substation to a battleship. Let's see here.
Jane, does that sound like something we need?"
Oh, I got it. Yep, right here. The command room. Liza.
Is it like unlock it?
Yep.
Oh, that's the password, Liza.
Yep.
Nice. Good job. Good work.
What does this the maintenance doohickey control? Can you turn things to 0 or alternatively turn them to 100?
Yep, we sure could if we got into the maintenance control room. I can see here planning, meetings, schedules, maintenance schedules. I can see what parts of the ship are due maintenance. Oh, law, damn it. This ship hasn't seen dry dock in centuries.
Okay. 2 things here, real quick. Is there a departure time from its current position? And does it say anything in detail about the tide?
I'm locked out.
Oh.
That's a different department. It looks like maintenance personnel don't have any part of that. In fact, I can't even see any reference to it on schedules, duty rosters. It's not mentioned.
Can you wipe out all the outstanding maintenance requests or mess with the system a little bit?
I can if you want, but I got to get to that control room.
All right. Well, we got the password. Let's hit it.
Just out of curiosity, that little table there with the diagram on it, is that anything of importance? Like, is that? I don't know how to add.
This is a maintenance production control room. So this is like where maintenance leaders, at least and it may be a substation of maintenance. Like it may be for just a portion of the ship or for one of the ship systems. But anyways, this is a place where those leaders would gather and they will coordinate all of the efforts for maintenance that's going on in that substation of what is a, multiple kilometer long battleship.
Okay.
So
that would that be like a map of the ship as far as the maintenance areas?
Yeah, it can tell you about the ship. It can tell you about how some of the systems work. You can gain some understanding of the ship if you take time.
Okay. I was just looking for like a general layout of the area that we're in, like a map.
This room has probably seen a lot of meetings that could have been emails.
All right. What do y'all do next?
How about we head on over to that control room now that we know the
Yeah.
password?
In fact, I'm just going to delete this token entirely and just skip you right over there so that you don't have to. Because you did that so quickly and you bypassed all the other distractions and whatnot, and you got it worked, and you got out, I will not roll a d6. So you make it back to the maintenance control room door, and Nort types in Liza, and probably with the help of Vivaldi, because the characters are a little different. And sure enough, it opens 2 heavy bulkheads. And you can see on the other side a maintenance control room.
When the one heavy bulkhead opened and revealed a second heavy bulkhead, I was about to cry. But fortunately, the situation didn't get way worse.
You ever got one of those boxes where it's a box?
Yeah, no, I was ready for that in my heart.
I just had that in my personal D&D game with my family. They opened a chest, there was another chest.
That's awesome.
Jane, I think it's time for Jane to do her magic.
She says, I don't know what to do here. This is a control room. But then Nort's like, I know what to do. And he's just like got this hungry look in his eye with all these systems. And he goes to town. Let's see. I can open any of the doors in this substation. It only affects local substations. It looks like this is the aft of the ship, the maintenance and munitions of the ship. This controls all of the maintenance for the munitions. I can shut down the radioactive line, and the vent will open, and it'll be safe.
That seems like the go-to.
Can you just open the door to the armory?
Oh yeah.
And could you schedule a meeting to take place in that room that had the radioactive reactor?
All right.
Station chiefs, like highest level people you can, just a nice meeting there. All right. Then let's wipe the rest
I imagine
of
you turn off the radiation cloud that's currently preventing us from crossing that chasm.
Well, no, the chasm's fine. I like the chasm. We
could just go through the door.
Yeah, no, the door's open. The radioactive cloud is preventing other stuff from getting in other directions. We like barriers now.
That's why you're smart and I'm a fucking tool.
We're all right. And then to wipe all the rest of the maintenance requests and let's cause a little bureaucratic havoc while we're here.
Okay.
Get at all.
All right. Does that sound okay to you guys? I just go through the door. It's open there where the lines and the pipes were.
Yeah, all the stuff that we cleared and everything. Yeah.
All right.
There we go. It all worked out in the end.
You make it through this door, and a couple of things happen. First of all, there's an open bay here. It looks like it was once a break room. There are no, I don't know why I have that here. This is like a bay that has collapsed. Part of the wall is collapsed, and then there's these jagged lines of like those veins sticking out of the walls. And then there's junk, like there's robots and stuff, but there's just parts like arms and limbs and components, and there's just junk all over the floor. There's a sign here. It says Armory, and then next to it, it says Warning, Passage Closed, Security Level 5, Top Secret. And Jane ignores it, and she runs ahead of you on. She's like, this is it. I'm sorry, wrong voice. This is it. And she runs ahead. and she gets to a something that looks like. Let me try to describe this. It looks like imagine a wall or a doorway, but it's bulbous and geometric instead of flat. And there are these multiple kind of like transparent panels, and you can see smoke on the other side, and then there's like lights. And she opens this thing is covered in warnings, but she just runs ahead and ignores you all and like opens it, and it goes, and a few things happen.
First thing, dude.
The door like opens, and then there's these panels, and they like flicker, and then like the lights go out, and then another door opens, and she says, "Well, that's a funny way to get to an armory." And then all of a sudden, the lights go out. See if I can figure out how to do that. Let's see.
As soon as the lights goes out, I would immediately flick open the flashlight. I'm not taking that damn chance.
Does that work?
No, that
illuminates
on all the lights.
Oh,
yeah.
oh well. Well, anyways, I know how to do it. It'd be like this. Yeah. So like, well, your flashlight goes out, is what I'm saying. Like everything goes out, and it's like dark, and it's quiet for a moment, and you hear footsteps, and something walks nearby, and you've heard footsteps like this. These are the footsteps of nice shoes, like officers wore in the Federation, or something where it's like, like a nice shoe or a boot or something like that. You hear.
They'd be more akin to a dress shoe than a combat boot, basically.
Yes. And you hear a man, like a chuckle from a man. And then the red lights all of a sudden like become bright and then disappear. And then your flashlight comes on. And then Jane is like, "That was weird. Let's get it. Let's go through there. Let's get to the armory. Let's get out of here."
I'm not gonna lie. I half expected to find her mangled corpse.
Right? like right? As I
think that went great, actually. That went way better than I was expecting it to.
I was getting ready to swing with the big arm thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought our chicken was fried, as they say.
Yeah.
Well, it's certainly not now. Everything's fine, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Everyone,
I don't
check
like
yourself.
I don't like the way you worded that right there, Mister.
And Jane just strides ahead of you all in the open doorway, and then pulls herself through some more debris that's collected nearby, and goes through an armory door.
She could give less of a shit about her own safety.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. She's dying like I was dying. You stop caring after the pain gets to you for a while. I can finally breathe.
All of the party here, including our extra companions.
Everybody's here, yes.
And seem to be in relatively working order.
Yeah, especially Cormac now. He was the one that was suffering.
I think that seems like a great time to discuss marching order. I'd like to be in the back.
I'll take
At the moment, I've got the only weapon, so I'll take point.
I think we got some like makeshift.
I got
clubs,
these hands.
Yeah, we don't have much.
Gustav makes a clicking noise. He's like, "I'll be up front if you want me."
Don't you say it like that? I don't want you anywhere.
Oh no, Gustav.
Looks like these.
Put him in the front.
All right, so me and Gustav and whoever else volunteers will take point.
Yeah, I'll hop on point.
Okay. All right.
I would, for the record, I was making a great joke. I didn't actually want to discuss marching order.
You guys keep thinking this is an OSR game. It might turn into one, right? So I get it. It's okay. 3 options. You can stay here where you're at right now, and I can roll a d6. You can go back the way you came, or you can go into the army. Which of those 3 do you do?
I thought we were following
the armory, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm ready.
All right. Let me describe what you see.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let me describe what you see. Let's see. All right.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
You say.
I say that in character.
Gustav goes.
Absolutely.
Gustav goes.
Oh.
Who is Jesus? And
I just say,
anyways,
I'll say something out loud too. I just go, "Oh, sweet Lord of Light, Order, God Almighty."
none of
What is
those
that?
words make any
Whatever's
sense.
up there and above. Oh,
no
sweet
one
goodness!
knows what any of that is.
Jesus, I thought it was
Alright.
Jesus.
Okay. You have never in your life seen anything this beautiful before. Clean rays of light, untainted by any radiation, filter through something in the ceiling. It has the effect of a dome of the cosmos, all looking down at you gently. The fragrance of flowers that you have no name for enter your nostrils and give you the sense that you are known specifically. A sweetness given to the air as if it were especially with you in mind. The whole space is peaceful and harmonious. It gives the faint idea that there are many here, or were, or could be, though you see no one. Leading along the central path to the altar are transepts, though you don't know what that is. And they go into alcoves. You see benches here in the image? That's a bad image. Those are instead alcoves with dividing walls. Most have heavy brown dusters with crossed blaster pistols, a menacing tech level beyond anything you've ever seen. Some have blades pointed down with brown robes. Let me tell you what she does, and then let me bring these up and show them to you. Jane simply strides up to one of them, a set of cross blaster pistols, and she says, well, this is it, boys, our ticket to freedom. You see these transepts? They're for dead people. That means we're dead. And she reaches out her hand and something hits her in the hand, and then it says something in a voice, like in a language that you don't understand except for Ivaldi. But Ivaldi, you only understand it abstractly or in part. In that language, it's High Anglic. It says something like "wise, noble one," and after that happens, something happens with her hand. The voice speaks. The relics are taken out of the wall, and she takes the two blaster pistols and the coat, and she puts on the coat, and she says, I reckon these toys will fetch a pretty penny, too. It's too bad we can't use them. Now, before you act, let me show them to you. I've got pictures.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let's see. So we got these cross blasters. And...
Can I ask, did you AI generate these by chance?
Yeah, I did.
No. I wasn't like criticizing. I was actually
These
going to
look
ask. Did
crazy good.
And then,
Yeah.
And then you've got in the transepts, except the hanger. That's kind of dumb. But you have a duster, but it's in a transept. And then in other transepts, you're going to need to know this in a second. There are these blades that are pointed down. These blades are big, kind of hand and a half, and they have a Baroque quality. You've never seen old-timey blades like this before. And then there are cloaks with the blades pointed down in other transepts. So those are kind of the two main ones. There are also things ahead of that near the altar to the left and right. And yeah, she says, these'll fetch a pretty penny. It's too bad we can't use them. And she puts them on.
What do you mean by that?
These are powerful weapons, but if we use them, they'll know we're not dead.
So we'll know that we're not dead.
Yeah, what the heck are you talking about? These are just weapons.
These are more than weapons. This is some fancy unit back when the hegemony ages ago. And anyways, these register the member of the unit with your blood. Right now, the hegemony thinks that all these people are dead. It takes your blood, you're dead. Well, except for one little complication, to be honest. But I didn't want to tell you this until we got in here, but Echo and Gustav, they weren't going to keep you anyway.
The hell this
Echo.
bitch talking about?
Echo shares a look with Gustav. Like, huh?
But we might as well kid ourselves out. There's some good stuff behind that altar, I bet.
What do you mean they weren't going to keep them?
It has something to do with blood.
All right, so boss, group huddle here for a second. Not you, Jane, just us. So let me get this straight. These are weird guns and robes that inherently can connect via our blood samples, and if we don't use them after giving them our blood samples, we are registered as dead. Am I getting that right?
That's what it sounds like to me.
But for some reason, as I point to, the awesome T-Rex pilot, and then our sword wielding friend, for some reason it don't work for them.
I think it has something to do with our level of mutation and how close our features resemble or don't resemble the people in that picture we took.
As you guys are huddled up, one person is missing from the huddle.
We're fucked off from our huddle. Well,
It's the alien. It's Gustav, isn't it?
It's Abigail.
Oh.
Abigail has lumbered over, her big jowl sticking out, and she's raised her hand up to one of these cloaked altars. And
Abby, wait!
She raises her hand and something shoots in her hand. She goes, "Oh!" And it says that word. Actually, let me look the word up.
Well, if Abby survives, then the hegemony at least will think she's dead.
I look to Cormac. I'll be so real with you, cuz this is probably going to be the most complicated way for me to get a firearm this side of the fucking galaxy.
I'm literally just sitting there and I'm looking at all the weapons. You ever seen that first episode of Space King where Hatemonger has the tear coming out of his eye?
This is
Absolutely.
so funny that I had to do this big mental gymnastic just to arrive at what I already knew. I literally started with what I wanted the etymology to be and then went around to the language and then went around to the word. And I'm like, yeah, it's that word. Anyways, it says Homo sapien.
Oh. Okay.
And with that, it offers her a blade, which she takes in her big mutated hand. It's only got like 3.5 fingers, and she takes it in one big hand and one, that's her weak hand, you see, and she takes it in her little strong hand, and then she holds this blade up, and then it puts a robe on her, and it only goes up to like her thighs or so, but she just like looks at it, and then it has a both Jane and Abigail. Then when they wear the robe, there's this like puck-like device with a light that like connects into the hand. And so she's got this thing in her hand and then a robe and then this blade.
If I'd like to, the option is available to me, I'd like to jump in while the getting's good and grab some of those.
Well, I was going to make the suggestion to the team is we go with the intended purpose that we were going to use this for, which is to make the hegemony think that we're dead. And as long as we don't use the weapons that we gain from this, we just treat them as like trinkets or relics and not actually use them, then we don't have to worry about them hunting us down anymore.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Caleb, what were you going to say?
I want to start kitting up. I want to do what she did and start grabbing stuff for shooting.
Okay. So everybody's getting the blasters, right, with the duster, because like I asked if anybody wanted the sword, and nobody said. Everybody's like, no, we're not doing the sword, right? So, all right, blasters, everybody, and then there's stuff behind the altar. Don't worry, I'll show you that. Okay, so everybody, if you do that, like it takes some of your DNA, it says Homo sapien, and then it gives you a duster and these blasters. And you have a thing in your hand when you wear the duster. The duster itself is tech level 5 material. You can tell that this is like how do I put this? Armored fabric, right? Like this is something that is. Oh yeah, and that's something I should mention. What it does actually.
Not to interrupt you there, but I think I was going to think of, like, Vrock would be more akin to a melee type weapon. So is it like a pick one or the other kind of thing? Because I'd take the sword in that case.
Sure. Yeah, you could do that. You do not have to use the sword the way it thinks you're going to use it. You can just use it as a sword or not use it, which we'll see what happens, and we'll talk about that later. But anyways, yeah, so you take the cloak and a sword. All right.
Yeah.
You don't know what these things do. Well, I'll talk about that later. So anyways, meanwhile, at the altar, importantly, let me clear this image out. Eventually you find some other weapons. So I want to offer those. I assume that you want weapons if you find weapons. There is a heavy blaster. There is a odd shotgun thing.
Yep. Thanks. That's all you had to say.
The aliens need guns too, gun nut. And I got more. And then there's this
interesting gun.
Sniper rifle.
Cormac, just like, you ever seen someone so transfixed with something they just walk up to it and they just take it without a word? I just hold it up to the light like Simba.
Yeah. Now, obviously, yeah. Cormac, yeah. You know, but what does Echo do?
He's probably been spending a lot of time looking around in confusion, and he's got the T-Rex face, so his mouth kind of hangs agape as he taps at his chin with one talon. But he'll move between everyone and, I guess, happen upon these items. He certainly feels an affinity towards the pistol more than anything else.
All right, you could take the pistol. This pistol is no mystery, and there is nothing connecting it to your blood. This is just a pistol. It is not an energy weapon, I don't think. Yeah, it is a... it does +1 to hit and +2 damage for 1d8. It ignores physical armor. It requires a special crafted ammunition. But only expends 1 round per 10 shots with a clip of 50 rounds. So it almost never runs out of ammo. But you need, it takes 20 credit per round to make a round. And it requires at least Tinker 2 and the required materials to make it.
We get the materials, I should have you covered on that.
Yeah. And then, obviously, this also is just obviously a sniper rifle, so I can tell you about it. And then I'll tell you what you can kind of tell about the blade and the dual blasters, because you're not going to quite know what those do unless you try them out. This the sniper rifle is +4 to hit for 1d12. It requires at least shoot +2 to use. It has a unique ammunition type that's tech level 5 that costs 10 credits per round to make, and you have to specially make them, and you need the materials and at least fixed to make them. It can strike targets at regular range at 1 kilometer, and it does so at penalty all the way up to 10 kilometers.
Jesus.
And then lastly, let's see. The heavy gun, Clement, I guess you probably want the big weird shotgun, right?
Of course I do.
All right.
There's even like a moment where Clement looks at these like blasters he has in his hands, looks up at the heavy fucking shotgun looks back at the blasters, and like in the nicest way possible, chucks the motherfuckers away and grabs the shotgun.
Oh, you take them off the wall and then throw the blasters away? Someone
It's more of like I imagine. Go ahead.
No, please.
Because I would have already grabbed the stuff. I would have already grabbed the thing, yeah, like the duster and stuff.
Yeah. If you do chuck the 2 blasters, someone will pick them up because they'll be like, wow, these are like priceless artifact things. This
absolutely. That's 100% what happens.
This is a scattergun, a shotgun. It can fire any. You can put anything into it, and it will turn it into ammo. It is.
All right.
It is. It is extremely hard to break, and you can use it as a melee weapon with +1 to hit and damage. If you use it as a scattergun, it's +1 to hit and damage, and it does 4d3 at close range, 3d3 at near range, and 2d3 at long range. Hits always cleave damage for targets within range and a 45-degree arc. So if you do 40... let's say 3d3 and it kills one enemy, it'll do a d3 to another enemy.
That sounds awesome.
Is there only one of those?
Yes, these are.
And
but there are more of these heavy blasters. I will give those to the aliens because the aliens, or I should say Gustav, and then, but Nor and Abigail gets a sword. Nor gets the 2 crossed pistols. And I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Daniel. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gushing how rad this fucking scattergun is.
All right, and then Vrock, what were you gonna say?
I just asked if there was only one scattergun.
Yeah, only one. And then about these blasters, because. And then I'll get back to Vrock because you have a sword. The blasters do not seem to have any hard magazine. In fact, they don't seem to have any ammunition at all. They're extremely light, and you don't know how they work, but they definitely connect into the thing you're wearing and then the device. And so that device moves to the outside of your hand when you hold the blaster, and then when you holster it, it goes back to the inside of your hand again. It's somehow connected to that, and without using it, you're not sure what it does or how the blasters work. The blade. This will be the last thing, and then I'll ask you all what you want to do. Sorry for all the exposition, but it's literally an army of cool toys. So I'm just like saying, hey, here's all the cool stuff. The blade, Vrock. You take the blade and you almost like lose it. Like you lose control of the blade in the sense that it feels through the blade utterly weightless. Like you expect it to be hefty because it looks like a hand and a half sword, but it has no weight whatsoever. And maybe by accident you actually nick something and it utterly just slices through. This is like a monomolecular blade, or like it's something where the edge of the blade can cut. You think that you could probably pry through a bulkhead, like a ship's bulkhead. I was like, there's no way you're getting through that. You probably could have got through that with this blade.
Nice.
Otherwise, you're not sure what it does, but it also obviously it kind of cracks through the air. It actually splits the atoms of the air so fast when you move it that it kind of crack like when you move it. It somehow connects also to the device on your other hand, and you're not sure how.
Would it be sharp? Well, sharp enough. I don't know how else to phrase that. Like, could I hold it up in front of me with like the edge lined up with my line of sight? Like, would it cut light? Would it?
No.
Like the...
yeah, I know what you mean, but well, I'm sorry. I'm going to guess at your question. It will reflect and block and cut plasma and particles. Will it cut light? No. Will it reflect light? Yeah. Will light be able to destroy it? No.
I was thinking of the mythical katana where you could slash through light and make its user invisible.
Oh no, that's probably it's not that godlike. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let me get back to this. Let's see here. Jane, she's like, I bet I know a buyer who could buy these things. We'll make out real rich, crew. Yeah, Captain Vrock, I think if you could get me to a certain world, we could sell these things.
Okay. If we don't use them, the hegemony system will think that we're dead. What happens if we sell them? Will they still think that we're dead?
That sounds like somebody else's problem. Because
that would be our problem if they realize we're not dead.
Yeah, we'll get these things off of us. We're going to have to find maybe you can help with that. We're going to have to find a special dealer to pry these things off.
Are you saying these things are stuck to us now?
They sort of have a connection to you right now.
Right. As I'll go back and, like, if no one grabbed my friggin' gun, like the 2 guns that were associated with this duster, I would have picked them back up. So what you're saying is basically they now head and, like, you know, face enhanced. We've willingly attached some form of whatever onto us that we can't take off, proof that we can't take off, and we can't take off till someone wiggles their tech thingies and gets this shit right the fuck up off of us.
That is the worst thing that happens to you today, and it has been a very good day.
She taps on a wall and she's like, "Yep, that's about right. And I got some real good news, fellas. This door leads out of here."
We'll let tomorrow handle tomorrow's problem. So let's do what we need to do and get our ship back, guys.
All right.
You're the boss. And I'll scoop up some fucking pebbles or some shit and just slam it into this fucking scatter shot.
Yeah. She uses her armband, and it opens a panel, and you step down into a scene of utter chaos.
Holy shit.
Let's see here.
Did I hear you say that we stepped down into a scene? That means we're in a new scene?
You are in a new scene. You were in a scene previously. Sorry, maybe I should say, hey, you're in a scene now. But yeah, you are in a new scene. Very important to note. Let me describe this real quick, please. What's going on here? So, as you exit the vent on the side door of the armory, you gather near the side entrance. You have to drop a good 15 feet down from this massive hulking battleship. And you realize you didn't need to worry about much of a distraction anymore. Seems that what little chaos you caused has made the authorities decide that this batch of offerings is just not worth the trouble. And you can see that the guards from the nearby town are firing up all of the tithes and murdering and slaughtering them. There are a few guards on rocks between you and freedom. There are also guards all along the walls to this landing site for the battleship, and they are just firing down into all these civilians. There are 2 heavy gun emplacements. Clement, you recognize these heavy guns. These are rack cannons. They are single-man heavy emplacements, which could probably vaporize a small armored vehicle. So, like, they'll move. Once it tracks a target, it'll take out a whole chunk of people at once. And you can see that happen sometimes. It'll just vaporize 5 people. These people are being slaughtered there are guards between you and freedom, and that ends our adventure for the night. Outlaw Void is the continuing space western adventure setting by Mythic Mountains. You can find our Outlaw Void adventures in a playlist in the description. Stars Without Number is by Sine Nomine and Kevin Crawford. You can find a link to that also in the description. Sci-Fi Mythic Mountains logo is the property of Mythic Mountains RPG. Mythic Mountains Folk Tabletop Club is an international online clubhouse that focuses on folk tabletop games. Folk tabletop are the games that belong to all of us. They're not controlled by ideologues, internet personalities, or feeling unethical megacorporate brands. What actually happens at the table is the game. How the table plays is the right way to play. Like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you back in the void.